Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to take a ride on an esoteric cloud, which is a lighter, less dense and also vibing on a higher frequency and vibration vehicle that your spirit can jump into in order to float and fly to higher, more expanded, wiser and wider realms of perspective. And when I say higher, I say in frequency and vibration as well. So your spirit is in that space and you can have a higher and lighter perspective and feelings about yourself and your own circumstances. So, thank you very much for being here. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality and creativity as well. I hope you are enjoying your day, night, dawn, or dusk. And check my Linktree in the description down below. Check out my beautiful partner Linktree, my beautiful partners Linktree in the description down below as well. Shout out to my Pokemon Unite team, Unique Stars, follow us on Twitter, and huge shout out to my SoulGroup, and to our Changer Uriel, and to everybody out there changing the world right now. If you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, you can go and check the email which you can donate direct to me via PayPal, or check my Patreon which is on my Linktree as well. And today we are here to talk about Mercury in Gemini. That's right, Mercury is in Gemini. It's already in Gemini for a while, and so you can take this video and apply it to like the past week as well. But keep in mind that when it was in the cusp, when it was transiting from Taurus to Gemini, we had access to both energies, so things might have been extra flunk in those days. Right now it's more clear because Gemini is air and we came out of Taurus, which is earth, so by default it had more accumulated stuff. Whatever was on your mind, it had something, it was accumulated, something that you passed a lot of time on, or something that somebody communicated to you and they spent a lot of time in that. Shit, I was about to say shit, and then I thought it might not be some shit, but it is always shit, right? Because as spirits, we ain't shit, but every spirit wants to be somebody, aka no shit wants to be shit. That's why when somebody is successful or they drop like a great music, a great album, a great painting, everybody goes like, that's the shit, right? But actually that's another video, because shit is what you leave behind as a spirit for others to see it as an example, or for you to come back and experience and learn that lesson again. But Mercury in Gemini, it will happen what just happened to me. Mental scatteredness. You start to talk about soccer and you end up talking about magic wands, okay? Things that have nothing to do to connect them, you will connect them. I don't know how, right? It's kind of like Pisces, you know, but in a more logical way. So you're gonna do the same thing as Pisces energy, Sag energy, and Virgo energy, but on a more, which is connection, scatteredness, openness, gullibility, transforming to adapt to the environment or others' perspectives about you, but in a more logical, light, rational, fast, or an aware way, because it might be an emotional response that you're doing. You might be responding to somebody's, or you might be responding to your own traumas, generation curses. But because Mercury is in Gemini, your mind will not go as deep as if Mercury was in Pisces, which is also mutable, okay? That's why I'm using Sag, Pisces, and Virgo, because they're also mutable energy, right? So your mind might not be able to go as deep. So you're just going through some shit and you don't know why. Your spirit does. Your lower chakras do also know what's going on, but your higher chakras, the more logical chakras, your left brain, they are clueless, all right, because they are not able to deal with those type of informations. That's why we have different chakras. That's why we have different brains, because every organ is a brain, okay? And that makes an organization, right? you are an organization because you have a lot of organs and they make a nation. All right, but yeah, Mercury in Gemini. I just gave you a little intro. So let's see what is Mercury, or what Mercury influence us, and we as spirits, when we came to this space, our spirits look at Mercury and they be like, oh, I'm gonna do that shit as well. And what was that shit? Mentality, which is an awareness that doesn't move as much because everything is always moving. Especially right now that Mercury is in Gemini, your mind will move way more. Especially in comparison to Taurus, where it was God damn it, where it was just recently coming out from. That's what I want to say, right? So Mercury, mind, or let's not say mind. Let's say rationality, logicality, communication, and analysis. Okay, and gossip. If you want to have a more low frequency and vibration side of Mercury, gossip. Okay, Mercury has a lot to do with gossip. But then, what you gossip about, relationships, Venus, business, like in material wise, Saturn. Okay, and then Mercury just goes around those chakras and just gossips about them. Okay, so Mercury is that, and Gemini is mutable, air. Mutable, being able to adapt and change. Not, but sometimes it's just not the ability to. You might feel the need to. Okay, and that happens a lot when you are a child, and your parents might treat you like shit. They might not respect your emotions and feelings, and as a child you cope and you adapt to that environment in order to survive. Because to many humans, we are more developed than animals. So for us, it's not just about physical survival. Yes, it's way more, or we pay more attention to emotional survival, and then we go to a more right now flunk way, which is status survival. All right, being able to cast, or being able to be seen as you want to see. Okay, so when you are a child, you many times cope with the environment, so you adapt. You are mutable to something that is not beneficial to you, but it's just for you to feel connected and accepted. That might happen a lot right now. You might have a belief, you might have a fact, you might have a idea or a plan about something, and you express it. Okay, Mercury in Gemini is also communicating a lot about anything else. Just emotions and feelings, occultism, spirituality. It's still okay, but people that are not into that will clash into you super fast, and you might not be able to budge them because they will adapt to you as an opposition. Okay, they will not complement, they will just oppose. All right, and that's the difference sometimes with Gemini and Aquarius. Is if you have a lot of Aquarius energy and somebody is opposing you, they can actually complement your point. But with Gemini energy, they're just like playing games, you know. They're just trying to make a reaction out of you. Okay, they're just trying to make you move in a certain way, so they can move in a certain way as well. Okay, so right now it can happen. You have a plan, an idea, you express it, because we are all open to that. We all want to express our minds right now, and somebody might be like, ooh, I don't like that, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I just came up with an idea when I was being silly or something. Just for that, for them, you might do that just for them to not see you as weird, and they see you as goofy and light-hearted, but you are damning yourself. You are casting your spiritual way, okay? Just to cope, to adapt, to be mutable to your environment, all right? Don't do that shit. Me, having an Aquarius stellium, I have a lot of Aquarius energy. Sometimes I really hate, like really hate. It's not like light-hearted hate. No, sometimes I really hate that part of Gemini, of the Gemini archetype, which is they are way more ready to sell their individuality, to cast that spiritual way, just to be accepted. And if you're into astrology, if you know my personal life, since the moment I was born, I can't do that shit, alright? I can't do it. I lost, not lost, but I've, because the bridge wasn't burned, I just left, you know, because like, I had to sell my soul, I had to sell my soul, and when you sell your soul is, you trade, because selling is trade, you trade your individuality for acceptance, alright? And it's like, bro, I can't do that shit, okay? So when people around me would sell me just to be relatable, hey, oh, bro, I would, fuck you bitches, you're never gonna see me again in your life, at least as close as we are right now, right? Because I really, like, I mean, right now, I'm way more open. I'm way more open to that, or I tolerate, or I'm not as serious about that, because if you're an Aquarius, be careful, okay? Because you will jump into a lot of mental fights you have no business, okay? And I was there, alright? Just just chill, alright? Go do your creativity, go do your business, pay attention to what you're really interested. Don't pay attention to things that do not benefit you at all, because it might happen right now as well with Mercury in Gemini. It's super easy to talk about shit that has nothing to do with anything, but it feels good talking about it, alright? It feels good to connect our mind, it feels good to share some stuff. Oh, right now it's really easy to make people around you, or the shadow government might try and put the masses a loss, or believing in something justified by statistics or some type of scientific study, right? Because every mutable sign has something to do with belief, all right? Because that's how we create worlds. We all together believe in the same thing, believe, aka be alive in the same area, in the same environment, okay? So Sag, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, all of those are about belief, because belief, in the end of the day, it's about connection, okay? And mutability, it's like sometimes more Pisces and Sages, they have no choice but to be connected with the environment. They can still have some spiritual seclusion if they're wise, but even if they don't accept those feelings, or they get out of those feelings, some people, places, or things with similar frequency and vibrations will appear. Okay, like an Aquarius, an Aries, it's way easier to really separate. But Gemini's, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces, you can separate, your spirit can separate, but your physical creations will always, at least a tiny percentage level, be connected to this realm, or to the realm you're living at the moment, okay? So it's very easy to make somebody believe in something, okay? Mutable energy, Pisces, Sag, Virgo, Gemini, backed and supported by logic, facts, statistics, okay? And the thing is, it's really easy to lie or to deceive with statistics, okay? And I always think about that, like in studies, they take 1,000, even 100 1,000 people and they make a study. Like a very quick example. They take 1,000 people, 100,000 people to see if apples are good or not. Okay, this is just an example, just to be quick. And those 100,000 people, right? 49% of them, when they eat apples, they get a bellyache. Okay, and science takes that and applies that to the whole world. So, in the whole world, okay, to the perspective of whoever made and publicity and published that study, in that perspective, 49% of the world, when they eat an apple, they will get a bellyache, okay? And that sounds cool. That sounds like trustworthy information, but it is not, okay? Because they are forgetting one very important factor: individuality and uniqueness, okay? Unless you do that study with the whole world, and I mean literally every single person in the world, you can say if that's true or not. And science does that a lot. Science does that a lot. They take a sample of people, 5,000, 10,000, 1 million people, and they apply the results of the case to the rest of the world. But that does not work, because imagine, everybody you chose, imagine, they might die if they eat an apple. But those might be the only people that will die if they eat an apple. You might have chosen everybody in the world that will die if they eat an apple. So you can't apply the results of a study to the whole world. But science does that a lot. Or there is a study saying that people that smoke, this happens to them. They've been saying that when you go outside and catch sun for 30 minutes, 80% of people develop this and that. That's not true. That's true to your sample case. That's true to the 10,000 people you have studied. But we're not all the same. I might even gain superpowers because for being exposed to the sun. You don't know that. You didn't study me, right? So, and I'm always saying that, and shout out to the P. Ziller, he also says that peer-reviewed science, it's not true science. Peer-reviewed knowledge, it's not the truth. It is not, all right? And that goes in hand with I was saying about studies. Their sample of people does not represent the whole world. So it's really easy to deceive with statistics, okay? And science right now is the new religion. Science is a neo-religion. It didn't start like that. It started with like being real with observations, and now it is peer-reviewed science. So you might have the most truthful fact, but if it's not accepted by your peers, it is not true. For me, that's way more Pisces, that's way more religious than anything else. For me, that ain't science. For me, that's religion, alright? If it doesn't say in the Bible, it's not true. If it doesn't say in the textbook, it's not true. Well, that's religion, alright? Religion is not about God. Religion is about belief and limiting your beliefs, okay? So, there is a thin line here, which is Gemini, Mercury, logic, thinking, right? But that can lead you into La La Land instead of reality, okay? And just to finalize the video, Mercury does like to be in Gemini. That's why it's easier to trick people or to manipulate people, okay? Because you are not giving that vibe, because it's so logical, it's so dry, or I mean, you are, but others might not be able to pick it up. Especially if they ain't spiritual, if they don't watch my channel, if they don't watch Mystaria channel, if they don't watch Archangel Uriel's channel. It's easier to trick right now people because they are not paying attention to where you're coming from. They're just paying attention to what you're speaking about. They're just paying attention to the facts, okay? And the thing is, air, Gemini's air, it's not real, okay? Earth is real, or more real. Air is not. But it seems like it. It looks, it feels like it. It sounds really, really real. But it's not, okay? So keep that in mind. Because it's super easy for somebody to cast an image on you, throw some numbers in there, throw some facts in there, and now you believe that and you defend it, you go to war for it. Because that's something that Pisces and I mean, Sagittarius go more into warlike energy, right? Because of that fire. But Pisces, they might be lost into a religion, into a relationship, but they don't fight you for that. They might accept your opposition. They might love you because you oppose them. Gemini, they will not oppose you. That's why sometimes I really hate those, but I don't hate, okay? But it grinds my gears because they are really they are with a smile on their face, try to swerve around your mind to make you think that way. Like Taurus clash. You feel the pressure when the Taurus is trying to make you think in the same way they think. Same with an Aquarius. You might feel intimidated by an Aquarius. With a Gemini, you feel accepted, you think you're friends and shit like that. No, motherfucker, just trying to switch your mind and you don't even notice. And as well, I have, okay, I remember. I had a point which is like, imagine you have a group of friends and they think or they jokingly say you are a characteristic, you are too aggressive, and you are not. But because your friends or the people you think you are your friends, your things, you start to accept that thought, that idea, that expression, that communication. You start to adapt to that and you start to mutation. The spirits inside of you, they start to move in accordance to that communication. And then, slowly but surely, you become what others thought you were. Okay? So be careful with that. I love you all. Love yourself. Try to love the world. You don't need to love the world, but you need to show the world you are open. You don't need to accept everything, but you have to be like, hey world, I'm here because you are here. You're literally here. So if you like, I hate this world is an illusion, take some spiritual responsibility because you came here and I didn't oblige you. I didn't contract you. I didn't force you. Nobody did force you to come into this fucking world, okay? It was your choice, so at least make an effort to enjoy your fucking choice. Until the next time, Esoteric Cloud Surfer surfing out. Shout out to every unique individual out there, because we need more like you, me, Mystaria, and my soul group. Esoteric Cloud Surfer surfing out.